As tradespeople, we go in so many houses a day. There's probably a lot that we see that we don't even think about. Today, I have a special guest, Matt Osborne, in the house. Matt, tell everybody who you are, who you're with, and I'll tell y'all, I just saw him in a movie. Let's talk about it.
I'm the president and chief operating officer at Operation Underground Railroad, a nonprofit that fights child exploitation and human trafficking. We empower law enforcement in the United States with funding, training, tools, technology. Overseas, we use the American face to go undercover, and it's an amazing opportunity to talk about what tradespeople need to know about human trafficking.
Now, I want to ask this before we get in the trades part. Why use the American face as the people overseas looking for human trafficked people?
Well, it's unfortunate because Americans are the number one producer and consumer of child sex abuse material, number one producer of child sex tourists who go overseas to abuse children. Well, we're going to use that American face. We're going to go undercover, and instead of being a force for bad, we're going to be a force for good, set up the traffickers, rescue the children, get them back to their families or into vetted aftercare homes.
Now, human trafficking, a lot of people are taken from the United States or even brought into the United States.
Right.
So it goes both ways.
Correct.
As tradespeople, we're plumbers, electricians, roofers, HVAC techs, anybody that, a window cleaner, a house cleaner, it doesn't matter. There's so many different people that go in and out of people's houses every day. We figure that a plumber, an electrician, somebody like that, a service company technician, goes in 420 homes a year.
Wow.
Okay? So what things should they look for each and every time that they go into a home that could possibly help in human trafficking or human trafficked people that are brought in either way?
Right. First, just knowing that if someone is doing something bad in the house, they're not going to suspect any tradesperson coming in of actually looking around or having their antenna up. So first and foremost, be alert. Know that that this exists. When you go in the house, if you just get a gut feeling something's not right, don't just dismiss it and say, let me just do my job, get out of here and get on to the next call. Really kind of take a little bit of a time to pay attention. Ask the owner, hey, are there any areas in the house that I'm not allowed to go and shouldn't go? Listen to what they say. Maybe make it an opportunity to kind of walk by there. If you see something, if you see someone in the house that just doesn't seem right, you get a bad feeling, alert authorities and say, look, I would rather you investigate and there be nothing than for me not to say anything and have missed a chance to actually save the trafficking victim.
Now you say when you see something that doesn't look normal,
Right.
Look, I'm an uneducated plumber. What shouldn't look normal? What should I think? Wow, that's something about that. And look, I'm pretty good about my feelings. You know, hey, you walk in those houses, sometimes you're just like, okay, I don't want to be here. What kind of things might people see that might be a trigger to make them think something doesn't look right about that?
Are there people just kind of hanging around the house that look like they've maybe been abused, sad, maybe tattoos, bruises? If you engage them in conversation, do they not look you in the eye? Do they kind of have short answers? Or does the owner kind of come in and answer for them and not let you talk to them? Also, is there sexual paraphernalia around? I know it's kind of gross, condoms, sex toys, other things that just really make it look like something's going on here. Those are the types of signs that perhaps could indicate that there's a human trafficking situation going on.
Now that's scary. Now, you talked about the tattoos, but you were just in The Sound of Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie out right now. If you have not seen it, see it quickly because this video is going up soon. But you talk about tattoos. Now, I know why you say that because I saw the girl get the tattoo.
Right.
What is the symbol of a tattoo or the purpose of it?
Yeah, and it's really disturbing, but oftentimes these traffickers put tattoos on their victims almost to brand them like cattle. Isn't that disturbing? They might put a crown on there or their name or dollar signs. And again, it's hard to say because a tradesperson might see a tattoo. Oh, is that trafficking? Not necessarily, but that is sort of one of many signs that could be indicative of a human trafficking situation. So again, just being aware. And online now, you can always Google signs of human trafficking. There are many other signs put out by other organizations. Just sort of internalize that, because as we say, the eyes don't see what the mind doesn't know. If your mind doesn't know these things and isn't aware, your eyes will never see them. But if you are educated and alert, I think you have a chance to really notice something.
And this has become more popular, or maybe it's become more mainstream that people are hearing about it and seeing it because of what Operation Underground Railroad's doing, getting out. I've heard you speak now 2 times, saw you in a movie, but I see you at events.
Mm-hmm.
And these are things that, I've never even thought about before. But upon hearing you speak, I immediately went to, okay, wait a minute. I have plumbers in houses every day, and I'm in houses every day. What could I do if I did see something? There's different organizations out there that have different ways to do it. And of course, me as a plumber, when I do my job right, I walk in and say, hey, is there anywhere in your house that I can't go? You know, there may be 3 bedrooms with deadbolts on the doors. Like, yeah, you can't go in those rooms. And I'm like, well, the water line runs under there, so really I need to. And they're like, yeah, just that room, we can't do that. And I think the first time I met you, I said, look, that's when I go in the back bathroom, call 911, say, look, I'm Roger Wakefield. There may or may not be a warrant out for me, but you'll see my van out front and you'll know that it's my van. So if you come in to find me, check these bedrooms.
Right.
So there's different things that you can do. And that's probably a little bolder than most people would do. And nobody should ever like kick in the door, anything like that.
Don't go vigilante. That's right.
Yeah. And even though you may want to, if you got kids at home, you're like, okay, wait a minute, I'm going to man up here. That's not the right way to do it. Correct. What organizations are out there? What websites are out there that people can get in touch with if they do think there's a problem?
Well, obviously, if you really think there's something absolutely that needs assistance immediately, 911 is always your best. However, the National Anti-Human Trafficking Hotline, they have a catchy little number, 888-373-7888. Obviously, 888-373-7888. But remember that number. They really want you, if you see something, say something. They, again, would rather you report it and it turn out to be nothing than for you to say, I'm just my imagination playing tricks on me. I'm going to go on to the next call, and you miss a chance to actually save someone. Those would be the resources I would recommend.
Now, a lot of these tradespeople have families. They've got children at home. They've got grandkids at home. They've got nieces and nephews that come over their houses all the time. What can we teach our own children to help make sure they don't end up in a situation like that?
First and foremost, talk to your children and your grandkids. Educate them about this issue. But you, parents and grandparents, you know your kids and grandkids better than anyone. You'll know how much can they take. Some kids, you just need to blurt it out and scare the crap out of them. Others, you need to really kind of take it a little bit more gingerly. Warn them about social media, about their profile, what they put out online. Warn them about the friend requests they accept. Don't just go accepting friend requests from people you don't know, because that could get you in trouble. If you're playing online gaming or communicating with strangers, only stick to things related to the game. Don't share any personal information that you would not want your grandmother to know, you wouldn't want in the Dallas Morning News or New York Times, and you wouldn't want others on social media to know. And finally, tell your kid that if something happens either online or in person that makes them feel uncomfortable, to tell you. Tell them they're not going to get in trouble. They need to tell a trusted adult, a parent, because what these traffickers want, Roger, is for someone to have a compromising situation, to be in that or to be abused, and then to be so ashamed that they just clam up and not say anything, and then the trafficker has them in his grasp.
And you made a comment. Guys, look, we did an hour-long interview. Make sure you go over to the Trade Talks YouTube channel and watch that. But we talked about it in there. Kids these days are probably sending borderline inappropriate pictures.
Yes, I've got 2 daughters. I'm like,
yeah. Don't ask them what they have or haven't sent or have or haven't received. I'm not saying it's good, not saying it's bad, but it happens. It's not worth losing your child over. Stuff like that can be fixed. What should a parent do? What should a child do? First of all, tell your parents, look, I messed up.
Exactly.
And I have a family member that did that. Had to go to their dad and say, hey, Dad, look, I made a mistake. I sent somebody a picture. They took a picture, whatever it was, that shouldn't have been done. But what can they do?
So first and foremost, again, tell your child if anything like that happens, look, it's not your fault. It's even if they make a dumb mistake. Hello, I made lots of dumb mistakes.
I got a long list of them.
But what's really interesting, it just shows how rampant this is now, especially with AI and Photoshop. A kid could have sent an innocuous picture and somehow it all of a sudden makes it's pornographic. There's a website called Cybertipline.org, cybertipline.org. They will actually help you scrub some of that and get it off the internet, but they have to know. So you have to tell them and report it. Another thing, oftentimes kids are sending sext messages a lot. So your child or grandchild may receive a message or of a photo, inappropriate, pornographic on their phone that they don't want. Instead of just deleting it, I know that's the instinct I would have in others. Don't do that right away, because what if law enforcement happens to be tracking that and then they say, well, wait a sec, why did you delete it? Were you doing something wrong? No, you first go to that same cybertipline.org website, report it so you get it on the record, then you can delete it. So that's the website I would say to use if, God forbid, something like that happens and there's incriminating photos online, whether you actually put them or not, whether your child actually did it or not.
Tradespeople, if you could say one thing to them, because I say, look, first time I heard you speak, I thought tradespeople can help solve, not eradicate, but man, we can be a part of it. What would you tell tradespeople to do each and every day while they're doing their job?
Yeah. First of all, for me, tradespeople, you're the heroes. I don't know how to do the plumbing, the electrician, the electric, the HVAC. You are. Also, you have an opportunity to go where not many people go. You're invited into the homes. You're invited into homes where maybe there are bad things going on. Now, remember, it is just this small percentage. So you may go your whole career and not see something, or you may go your whole career and only one time you have an opportunity, but you have to be aware. So again, pay attention to your gut feeling, the sixth sense, the hair back on your neck, standing on the back of your neck. If you go into a house and something doesn't feel right, just take a minute, have your antenna up and start looking around, asking questions, innocuous, not to get you in trouble. And if it gets to a point where you think you need to report it, go ahead and report it. You're never going to get in trouble. Law enforcement are never going to be mad at you for reporting something, even if it turns out to not be anything.
I'll tell you what, this was so good. So again, Operation Underground Railroad, OURrescue.org.
Yes.
They can find out a lot about it. Y'all have a lot of resources.
A lot of resources online. Yeah, and thank you. That OURrescue.org. Sound of Freedom movie, only in theaters, still a few more days. Go, powerful, and let's do something to fight human trafficking and child exploitation.
And if you're too late, you don't get to go watch Sound of Freedom, trust me, they're going to be coming out with more. Check out Angel Studios, the app. Man, they're doing good things over there. And check out Operation Underground Railroad. Matt, thank you for being here today. This is fantastic. If you're a tradesperson and you walk in somebody's houses and things don't look right, feel right, smell right, whatever it is, do something about it. It's up to you.